Namaste. Welcome to the series of talks on Hastha Yoga, that is, yoga through hands. We have had so far 7 talks. In these 7 talks, we have examined the differences between kriyas and asanas and bandhas and mudras. This is the talk number 8. In this talk, we will examine the 5 fingers and their associations. As we have already learned, the hand has a great connection with the vital parts of the human body. There is a relationship, a direct relationship between the hands and the throat and the neck. If our hands are stiff, they indicate that our neck is stiff. If our hands are flexible, it means that our neck is flexible. Similarly, the fingers have a direct relationship to the throat, the thoracic region. If our fingers are stiff, they affect directly the thoracic region of the throat. Similarly, the fingers, when we place these fingers on our head, they give immense relaxation to the brain cells. The brain cells will get activated. So, this way, the hand is directly connected with the parts of human body. There is a direct relationship between the hands and the human body, especially the vital parts of the human body. Oh, in this talk, we will examine these 5 fingers. The 5 fingers are mysterious. They have a great significance. Each finger is important. We cannot say this finger is not important and this finger is vital or this finger plays a significant role, the other fingers do not. This is absolutely wrong. Each finger is significantly connected to the other fingers. There is a direct relationship between all these 5 fingers. If one finger goes out of order, it gets affected to the way the things we do with our hands and fingers. And it also affects the vital part to which that particular finger is connected. So the fingers are very important. Let's know their associations. The association of the fingers with the elements, 5 elements, 5 chakras, that is flexus, 5 koshas, that is sheets, and 5 planets, and the characteristic traits and the vital organs. Let's first take the 5 elements. how these five fingers represent five different elements. The thumb represents Agni, that is fire. The index finger represents Vayu, that is air. The middle finger represents Akash, that is Sunya. The ring finger represents Prithvi, that is earth. And the little finger represents Jal, that is water. The speaker repeats. The thumb represents Agni, that is Jal. The index finger represents Vayu. The middle finger represents Akash, that is Shunya. The ring finger, the ring finger represents Prithvi, that is earth, and the little finger represents Jal. So this is the relationship between the five fingers and five elements. We should know these associations because before we perform mudras, how each finger, when it is connected with the other, when it is joined with the thumb or the other fingers, how they affect certain parts of our body, how they can activate certain elements, and so on. Now let's examine the five chakras and their associations with the five fingers, five chakras. In yogic shastra, in yogic science, especially in kundalini science, all the five invisible chakras in our body are connected to these five fingers. Let's know these five flexes and their associations with the five fingers. The five chakras are mean or stand for energy transformer. Thumb, thumb, thumb represents Manipura chakra, that is head, Manipura chakra. Index finger represents Anahata chakra, that is heart position. Then middle finger, Vishuddha chakra, that is somewhere little below the heart position. The ring finger, Swadhisthana chakra, that is below the navel. And the little finger represents Mooladhara chakra, that is root flex. The speaker repeats. The thumb represents Manipura chakra, that is solar plexus. The index finger represents Anahata chakra, that is heart plexus. The middle finger represents Visuddha chakra, that is the throat plexus. And the ring finger represents Swadhisthana chakra, that is sacral plexus, that is the part that is below the navel. And the little finger represents Mooladhara chakra, that is root plexus. So this is the connection between five fingers and five flexes, five chakras. So we have learned the five fingers and their connections with the five elements, and the five fingers and their connections with the five chakras. Let's know the five koshas. Kosha means sheet, cover. Again, in the yogic science, these koshas are very important. Each kosha is related to a particular part of human body. The opening of the sheath is nothing but the energy is channelized more in that part, and it moves towards upward towards head. So the five koshas and the five fingers. Let's see the five koshas and five fingers. Thumb finger represents Anandamaya kosha, that is blissful state. Index finger represents Vijnanamaya kosha, that is intellectual mind. The middle finger represents Manomaya kosha, that is mind. The ring finger represents Pranamaya kosha, that is the heart, the lungs. And the little finger represents Annamaya kosha, that is the stomach, the bowels, and so on. So let's again know the the interconnection between the five koshas and the five fingers. Thumb represents Anandamaya kosha. Index finger represents Vijnanamaya kosha. And the middle finger represents Manomaya kosha. And the ring finger represents Pranamaya kosha. And the little finger represents mm, Annamaya kosha. Now we have learnt the five elements, five chakras, and the five koshas and their associations with the five fingers. Let's move on to the planetary positions, the planetary associations. The five fingers represents five different planets. Let's take the thumb. The thumb represents Mangala, that is Mars. The index finger represents Brihaspati, that is Jupiter. The middle finger represents Saturn, that is Shani. The ring finger represents Venus, that is Shukra. And the little finger represents Mercury, that is Buddha. See the five fingers, and the middle part of this palm, the middle part of the palm represents the earth, Dharani. Let's again repeat. The thumb represents Mangala, that is Mars. The index finger represents Brihaspati, that is Jupiter. The middle finger represents Sun, is Saturn. The ring finger represents Venus, that is Shukra. And the little finger represents Mercury, that is Buddha. So these are the five fingers and the representations with the five planets' positions. Now let's take the characteristic traits, how each finger represents a particular trait or quality. The thumb finger represents will, instinctiveness, and vitality. The thumb finger represents instinctiveness, vitality, and will. Second, the index finger represents intellectual faculty, individuality, and striving finger, the striving powers. The index finger represents the intellectual power, individuality, and the striving powers. The middle finger represents sobriety, initiative, love, and order. The ring finger represents family, ability to love, and the little finger represents creativity, a sense of beauty, and inner clarity. So these are the five different traits or qualities represented by the five fingers. According to the Ayurvedic science, the left hand is for peace and concentration. The right hand stands for discernment and wisdom. Speaker repeats. The left hand stands for peace and concentration. The right hand stands for discernment and wisdom. In the left hand, the little finger is for charity. In the left hand, the little finger is for charity. And the ring finger for discipline and patience. And then um, index finger, this is the index finger, stands for energy, and the thumb for contemplation. Similarly, if you take the right hand, in the right hand, the little finger represents wisdom and will. The index finger represents power, and the thumb represents knowledge. So these are the associations of five fingers with five different flexes, five koshas, five chakras, five elements, and five planets, and the different traits. Now, this is the what we may call the 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 the, the topography of these fingers, the significance, their associations with various planets, chakras, koshas, and traits or qualities. So, in this video, we have blent all these associations. And when we meet in the next video, we shall examine the vital organs that are connected to the vital points on the palm and the fingers. Thank you very much. Namaste.